Many scholars believe that the expulsion of the Jewish people only happened during the destruction of the first temple. There is no evidence to prove that there was an expulsion after the destruction of the second temple by the Romans. How is this argument explained? The argument that there was no expulsion of the Jewish people after the destruction of the second temple by the Romans is based on several points. The biblical sources do not mention any mass deportation or exile of the Jews by the Romans, unlike the Babylonian captivity that is recorded in detail in the books of Kings, Chronicles, Jeremiah, and Ezra-Nehemiah. Many Jews continued to live in Judea and other parts of Palestine under Roman rule, as evidenced by archaeological finds, literary sources, and rabbinic traditions. Some of these Jews participated in later revolts against the Romans, such as the Bar Kokhba revolt, 132-135 CE, which resulted in further devastation and repression. The archaeological evidence does not support the idea of a large-scale expulsion or depopulation of Judea by the Romans. On the contrary, many Jewish settlements continued to exist and flourish in the region after 70 CE, as attested by coins, inscriptions, pottery, and other artifacts. Some of these settlements were even fortified and rebelled against the Romans again in the Bar Kokhba revolt of 132-135 CE, which shows that there was still a significant Jewish presence and resistance in Judea. The historical evidence indicates that many Jews remained in Judea under Roman rule, either as farmers, artisans, merchants, or soldiers. Some of them even attained high positions in the Roman administration, such as Tiberius Julius Alexander, who was the governor of Egypt and a close friend of Titus, the destroyer of Jerusalem. Others converted to Christianity or joined various Jewish sects, such as the Essenes, the Pharisees, or the Zealots. Some Jews also migrated to other parts of the Roman Empire or beyond, either voluntarily or involuntarily, for economic, religious, or political reasons. However, these movements were not unique to the Jews, but were common among other peoples in the ancient world. Therefore, based on these points, some scholars argue that there was no expulsion of the Jewish people after the destruction of the Second Temple by the Romans, but rather a continuation and transformation of Jewish life in Judea and elsewhere.